Well, hello. Happy Monday, everyone. My name is DannyDealz. Thank you for tuning in to Un Poco Mas, the show where we try to bring you just a little bit more. On behalf of executive producer Hurricane Lopez and myself, I would like to say welcome and hello, hello and welcome, welcome and hello and welcome. Today, we would like to talk to you about Tenax Therapeutics Inc., ticker symbol TENX. As you know, we have covered this stock for some time. I have been invested in this stock for a long, long time. It has just been a long, slow bleeder, punctuated by a series of pump and dumps. The stock has had a horrible dilutive offering a few months back that was purchased by a hedge fund that already owned a lot of the company. They own millions of shares in the company. The stock has been shorted and dumped all the way down to 32 cents, where it stood today, down another penny after hours. The stock has basically been flat and been bleeding with very low volume for approximately the last month. And there's little pumps in there here and there, but not much. Um, so I would like to take you through just a little bit of an update on the stock. Company filed if you go over to the Tenax Therapeutics website, they filed two 14As. This one is just the copy of the proxy ballot that they'd send out to shareholders. And then this is a Schedule 14A statement of information. And this is just basically saying that the annual meeting of stockholders of Tenax Therapeutics will be held on June 9th, 2023, 9 a.m. Eastern. And we've already detailed what they're doing at this meeting. It's basically housekeeping. They're increasing the shares in the incentive plan. They're approving a potential reverse split. They're hiring a new auditing accounting company, and they are voting on the board of directors for the company. So it is really pretty standard stuff. I know a lot of people want to really, make a lot of the reverse split vote, but let's face facts. The stock is down around 30 cents, so it's got to be at a dollar. They're going to get delisted end of September unless the NASDAQ sees fit to give them another extension, which I believe is most of the time they do, even though, they have gotten an extension recently, had a reverse split recently. I think they are entitled basically to one more extension, so that would carry them through I guess like February of the following year, 2024. But in any case, a reverse split is not always a bad thing. It is not dilution, and it does the decrease in the share count can make the stock a little bit harder to short and manipulate. But not all the time. But a reverse split basically is not supposed to have any real material effect on the shareholders' share. It's just a consolidation of shares. But in reality, it is a big event that, oftentimes hurts the stock, and you get into this, like I said, this cycle of reverse split, offering, dilution, stock tanks, and you just keep doing that until, the original shareholders are worth less than zero, and even recent shareholders are basically completely wiped out. And the hedge funds buying the offering for less and less money just own more and more of the company until they take control of the whole darn thing. But in any case, what has 10x been doing of late? Not much. If you look at the chart, aside from little pumps here and there, since about middle of February 2023, the stock has been trading in this nice little channel here. Um, it went just below on March the 9th, and it went just above on March the 22nd. So this basically acts as like a seesaw. Sometimes the stock can break out of a channel slightly, but if you see sort of the corresponding weight to the upside or downside, it kind of balances itself out. And this stock, if you take a look, is kind of close to actually breaking out of this little range bound downward channel, just because the stock has moved sideways for since April 5th. The stock was at about 35 cents, and it's basically moved sideways ever since. Went a little bit up, went a little bit down. Now it seems to have gone just slightly back up again. But if you look at this breakout. You could just laughably call it a breakout. It's just basically that the stock doesn't have any more room to go down. It's almost at zero if you compare it to where the value of these shares not that long ago. So at a certain point, the stock just has found a buyer, or there's just no more sellers. And the hedge fund, I think, is basically accumulated their shares, covered their short, a lot of their short on the back of the retail shareholders who grew impatient and sold down here, and then they're basically waiting for news to pump the stock and really make a run at it. They have complete control. So I think you could see a pump come on news, but if you see this channel holds up very, very well, and the stock has been controlled by, of course, algorithmic trading. I would like to talk with you just briefly about what the short interest is showing us. If you take a look at the short, it is pretty interesting because it's saying that the short itself, the percentage of the free float on loan and the short has increased slightly over the last 7 days from 0.68% to 1.06%, and the shares on loan have gone up from 112,000 to 198,000, and the utilization has gone from 10% to 13%, but the cost to borrow, it says just in the last 7 days, gone from 200% to 218%. So why would the cost to borrow be at 218% if there's just like an infinite number of shares available and nobody wants them? My theory is there's no organic sellers in this market, and the cost to borrow would not be 218% if this hedge fund still wanted to dump shares down here. And frankly, it doesn't make any sense to dump shares down here, because they just paid a minimum of 72 cents for those shares, and now they're dumping them at 31, 32 cents to the likes of me. And unless they pump the stock and make money back on the way up, it just does not make any sense. So that's why I continue to hold on to my shares. And I can't advise you what to do, but my theory is a lot of people online are basically saying like, look, I'm getting impatient, why doesn't management do anything, why haven't we heard anything? And that's exactly how the hedge fund wants you to think. They want you to take like too large of a position impulsively that you can't afford to hold, and that you're going to get impatient, you're going to see other things going up, and you're going to basically say like, they got me, and I'm going to dump at 31, 32 cents. I'm going to allow that hedge fund to cover more shares short, that they may be shorted from 60 cents or 55 cents or whatever it was. They're going to cover all the way down at 31 on your back. There doesn't make any sense to dump down here, but that's what they want you to do. And that's why algorithms don't have emotions. That's why it's very hard to actually invest in penny stocks for the retail investor, because most retail investors trade on emotion. They buy on FOMO when the stock is running up. They pick the wrong entry points, and then they sell on fear of losing all their money. They basically panic sell when the stock is dropped, or they just lose patience and lose interest and end up dumping their shares just in a war of attrition with a hedge fund, because the hedge fund can afford to hold that position and basically wait you out, and they end up picking your pocket. So TENX Therapeutics, basically the long and the short of it is there is no big news to report. They just filed two 14As that deal with their annual meeting, which is coming up in June. Cost to borrow is way up, though the media wants to tell you that the short interest is down. In fact, over the last week, the short interest is up. And it has to be up, because otherwise nothing that's going on here makes any sense. There's not enough retail investors left in the stock to be meaningful. We've Most people have lost patience and dumped. So 10x Therapeutics, basically the only thing we're waiting for is the phase 3 trial of Mendin to start. They're looking for a partner. I hope to hear some news before the shareholder meeting in terms of starting that P3, getting that partnership, at least something. Give us something. Management has basically told us absolutely nothing. It's been almost a year since Roth started that strategic review, and so far, all they've reviewed is, how to destroy shareholder value, have horrible dilution, and raise a very little bit of money while giving away almost the entire company. So, on that cheery note, I want to thank you for watching Un Poco Mas. My name is DannyDealz. It is May the 1st. 4 p.m. out here in Los Angeles. There is another hour left in the aftermarket, and then get some rest, regroup. We'll come back at you tomorrow, but just wanted to check in with my Tenax viewers. There really isn't too much to tell you, but touching base, the stock is still trading in the same range it has been for the last couple of months. It is just breaking out of that top of that range, just basically moving sideways and down. It's hard to break out of a range moving sideways and down to the upside, but it's kind of happening just because there's not much room left to go down. A lot of people are calling for 15 cents or zero, but I don't think the stock's going to go to zero. The company still has some runway to get into next year and keep searching for that elusive phase 3 partner for their phase 3 trial of Lavasin-Menden, which, as you know from previous videos, I think would be approved if they could actually get that trial underway. And again, thanks a lot. Stock is Tenax Therapeutics. It's Un Poco Mas. My name's DannyDealz for Hurricane Lopez. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.